Wala na? But my email is there, so please feel free to email me lang kung may mga questions. So I'll turn it back to Sherwin for the call proper na mismo.
Hello, sir.
Hello?
Pwede po pa share nung PowerPoint presentation nyo, particularly yung mga may email links, yung
Yep.
may mga hyperlinks.
I'll send it to the organizer so that they will share it to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
We'll post it also in the Facebook pages and in correspondence. Thank you, Alan.
Thanks, sir.
So as you can see, guys, Spartans, yung program talaga natin ng Sparta, again, not just limited to the online courses. As you know, there's already this conference, online web conference. Alan mentioned about the hackathons, and then definitely you can work with projects with your LGUs. So, really as much as possible, take advantage of all of these learnings, okay? Sparta. Okay, so let's proceed. So, I'm Sherwin Pelayo. So, hindi ganyan yung itsura ko ngayon kasi kailang pang magpagupit. I'm the analytics practice lead for Asia Pacific in Teradata. So, I've been in the information technology industry for 25 years, I believe. I also teach at the University of Asia and the Pacific in their Masters in Applied Business Analytics program. And I'm also a member of the board of directors of the Analytics Association of the Philippines. So the AP is, as you know, one of the coordinating agencies for Project Sparta. Okay, so again, just doing testing sa Menti. Again, if you want to participate in polls like this, just go to menti.com. Enter the code 340838. I'd like to know who are here today. Are you a senior high school student? Are you still an undergraduate student? Do you belong to the academe? Whether you're a faculty member, an administrator of a school, are you from the government? Or are you from the public sector? Anyone else from the private sector? Okay, so go to menti.com again and then vote there, click submit. Hopefully you'll see your votes there. So far we have 30 votes coming in. Okay, one already had questions. Okay, give it a few more seconds. Just let everyone get the hang of Menti. So no students. Interesting. Okay. So as expected, mostly coming from the private sector. There's one undergrad, good, and then 6 from the education sector. Okay. So hopefully you'll see the difference. I mean, just so that everyone can get a hang of Menti on your phones or in your browser, you'll probably see just a graph there, but on the screen in Google Meet, you'll be seeing the results. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. Where are you in SP101? Are you just about to start? Are you in week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5? Are you done? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's just keep on seeing those votes coming in. Okay, so this Learner's Meet is going to be a bit of a challenge for those who are just about to start. But we still, as I've mentioned, you're welcome to this Learner's Meet. Okay, so majority of those attending are done. One is still in the middle of the course. 8 are in week 4, 5 are in week 5, 2 are just about to start. All right, great. Okay. So why are we actually having this learners meet? So I kind of wanted to know actually from the previous question where you are, because actually the learners meet is a reinforcement of learnings. Okay, so as much as possible, you should have attended or completed already SP101, because I'm not definitely going to discuss all of the details of all of the 5 weeks of courses there. I'd just like to probably, reinforce some of the essential points that we discussed in those 5 weeks of SP 101. Okay. There are some materials that I hoped I had actually included in SP 101. So I'm going to discuss a few of them here. And then there were questions about additional examples. We'll discuss it here as well. And then lastly, we'd like to answer some content related questions. So during registration, you were asked to input already questions. I put them here. We can discuss it here. For those who have additional questions, again, you can use Menti to ask questions, or you can go to the chat room in Meet. Ingrid posted there a couple of links where you can put in questions and feedbacks and suggestions as well. So yes, it's going to be beneficial if you're actually done with SP101, or at least you're in week 3. If you haven't started, but you'd like to get an idea of what the entire Sparta project is all about, this is also a good introduction, but this is going to be kind of very fast for you. Okay? So let's move on. So just to review, when we did Getting Grounded on Analytics, we had 3 objectives. First one, I'd like for everyone to know the various analytics roles and the competencies, the skills basically, and the proficiency levels that you can develop, as learners, so you can find your own value in analytics. As I've been saying, everyone has a place in analytics. Everyone has a role in analytics. So with SP101, you can find definitely, hopefully, you can find your own value in analytics. We'd like for you to determine how in your organization, you can determine how the goals in your organization, the people, the resources, and data can be linked together, so you can have a data-driven organization. Lastly, I encourage everyone to start enabling the analytics ecosystem of the Philippines. This is for the good of society. You'll be hearing this a lot from me. You've heard from a lot of this in the course. Everything that we are doing is for the good of society, for the good of our fellow Filipinos, especially now. I mean, I hope you're seeing that, keeping track of data, processing information, getting insights is very, very crucial in the current situation that we are in. Okay, so these are the 3 objectives that we have with SP101. And by the way, contrary to popular belief, yung SP101, the course code, hindi yun Sherwin Pelayo 101. Okay? It's the Sparta 101. Nagkataon lang na initials ko dito. Okay, so let's go. So basically what we're going to do is go week to week, just reinforce the learnings. And then all of the questions that I got from the registration, I kind of grouped them already into the weeks, so that we can maybe organize this as well. Okay. So again, maybe can I ask everyone to go on mute para okay tayo sa volume and sounds. All right. So for week 1, the main picture that I'd like for everyone to take out of this is this. So everyone should now be familiar with the data value chain and the 5 analytics job roles. So data value chain starts with data. Analytics is really just progressing, transforming data into information, insights, and then imperatives. And then you have the 5 roles. in analytics. Basically, these are the analytics job families. They perform unique functions in the end-to-end in analytics initiatives in any organization. Okay, so you need to be very familiar with this already. Okay, so if not, just go and review the course module in week 1. So I'd like to know how everyone actually remembers this. So we're going to go into a quiz. Okay. So going again to Menti. Okay. Enter your name so you can join the quiz. Okay. So may leaderboard to and pabilisan din ng question. So there are multiple choice questions, true or false questions, fill in the blanks. Sige, let's see. Para medyo fun naman to at interactive yung ano natin. Tingnan natin kung may prize tayo at the end. Ay, yung mga course bank dyan ha, tsaka mga SPARTA. Gusto nyo sumali? Sali na din, game. Sige, hindi ako sasali, promise. Okay, we have 40. Give it a few more seconds before we start the quiz. Ituloy lang to until the end. Few more seconds. We have 42 participants. 3. So 56 in the call. Let's see kung meron pa. Kasi once we start this, you won't be able to join in the middle of the sessions. So we'll be testing correctness as well as speed. And for fill in the blank, sorry guys, wrong spelling wrong. Hindi pa AI itong Menti. See. Okay, we'll start. So for week 1, we have 6 questions or 5. Okay, let's start the quiz. Let's go. First question. So they utilize data and leverage on derived insights to help organizations make better decisions. So look into your phone, the browser. You have 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Bilis lang yan, di ba? Ooh. Correct answer, functional analysts. Okay? So the functional analysts are the people who use the insights created by the data scientists to help organizations make better decisions. Okay? So when you look at insights, when you look at the circle, the data value chain, katabi ng insights, functional analysts. So 10 got it correct. Okay, next. They have keen eyes to find trends and patterns. Data steward, engineer, scientist, functional analyst, analytics managers. Ooh, nice. Okay, correct answer, data scientist. Most of you got it. Again, if you're looking for trends, patterns, getting the information from the data engineers, then it's the data scientists who are working on those ones. Okay? Sorry, just correction pala the previous one, katabi ng functional analyst imperatives. Okay? Imperatives are the transformation of insights. Okay, next question. So dapat ito makukuha nyo ng pattern. They develop applications that extract, clean, transform, load. ETL. Extract, transform, load. Okay, 35 got it right. So the data engineers are the one who get all of those data from the various sources, do ETL, the extract, transform, load, and load them to centralized data repositories. So sila bahala dun sa information. These are the data engineers. 35 got it right. Good. Hey, next one. They enforce data governance process and ensure secure and ethical use of data. Yes, the correct answer are the data stewards. So these are the guardians of data. You won't be able to get any data from your organization if you don't get approval from the data steward. Okay, so there had been questions about this. There was a question, saan ba nagsisimula yung data ethics? Okay, and I actually answered in the discussion forum. Ano yung kanta sa Sound of Music, di ba? Where do we actually start? So we start from the very beginning. Data ethics start from the very beginning in the data value chain. And as far as data is concerned, the start of the data value chain, uh, it starts with the data store. Okay? Last, well, not yet last. They bring the analytics team together. Successful delivery of analytics projects. Okay, so definitely these are your analytics manager. Their strength and skill competency is in project management, and project managers, analytics managers are the ones who bring the team together, all of the data stewards, data engineers, data scientists, functional analysts, to make sure that they successfully deliver analytics projects. Okay, good. So again, this is the data value chain. This is the key, one of the two important things that you need to know in week one. So as you have seen, or as you can see when you take SP101, um, there are these five job families. They have very specific roles. You will see various titles when you kind of do search, Google search, or you read other materials. You'll see a lot of titles, but we are kind of espousing that we have these five distinct roles, and all are important. Okay, when you want to progress your data along this data value chain. I think I have another question, which is fill in the blanks. Okay, so ready again sa Menti. This is the second key important topic in 101. Okay, so wala pala, sorry. Okay, so this is something that I kind of wanted to include in SP 101. Kind of forgot this. Okay, and there was someone who asked about this actually. So there's the 4 V's of big data. Okay, so when we've been doing analytics for a long time now. But analytics has come to the fore again because of the digital transformation that's happening. And key to the digital transformation is the availability of big data. Okay? And when we say big data, there are actually 4 characteristics of big data, the 4 V's. Okay? Well, when you do Google search, actually hindi na lang 4 V's yan, medyo 7 or 8 na nga V's yan. But these are the key characteristics for the 4 V's, okay, of big data. First, definitely is the volume. If you talk about big data, the first thing that comes to mind is how the amount of data this produced on a daily basis. So that's volume. Okay. Veracity, it's the quality of captured data. How sure are we that the data that we are getting are truthful or not? So yun yung we need to be cautious right now, especially right now, ang daming fake data, fake news na kumakalat. So how are we supposed to know whether a piece of data is factual or not? Third V is velocity. Okay, velocity talks about 2 things. First is how fast data is generated. Okay? Even sa Facebook na lang or in Twitter and social media, mag-scroll ka lang a few seconds, may panibagong pieces of information na kaagad. That's how fast data changes. If you're into day trading, stock markets, ang prices ng stock, ang bilis magbago, almost second, ganun siya kabilis mag-generate ng data. Velocity also talks about how fast data comes to us. Okay? Minsan, hindi pa alam nung government, for example, na may nangyari na, we know it already in social media. Anong kabilis dumarating sa atin. So velocity talks about those two things. Okay? How fast data is generated and how fast data is processed and received by the end users. The last V is variety. Okay? Maybe we're very used to traditional forms of data when we fill up employment forms, biodata, application forms. Those are the structured type of data kasi we know what's already going to be included in those pieces of data. Address, our birth date, our civil status, our employment records, our education records. Structured data yon. But there are also types of data that we'd like to process: video, audio, images. Okay, those types, they are unstructured data kasi hindi natin talaga alam kung ano yung makukuha natin. Even social media is a type of unstructured data kasi those are paragraphs, those are tweets. So we need to parse muna sabihin nung post or isang tweet to get to know the meaning of that data. So variety talks about that, not just structured, but also unstructured data coming from social media, Instagram, mga Facebook na ganon, video, audio, images. Okay? So these are the 4 V's of big data. Something that you also need to know when you go into analytics. Okay? Okay, let's go back to menti.com. I think this is the question. Fill in the blanks. And also, tama spelling dapat. We defined analytics and we say that it progresses data along the value chain. Okay? Pero what is that? For the blank, blank. For the GG. Oh, bilis. Kailangan bilis mag-type. Okay, so again, sorry, hindi ko na-anticipate na may magsusulat ng plural ng goods as for a greater good. Okay, so we've always said we want analytics to be done for the good of society. We want it for the greater good. If there's any up in SPARTA, for the whole SPARTA that we'd like for you to take out of all of this learning is that we need to do for the greater good. Okay? So, may leaderboard ka agad. Nice. These are the top 10. Okay, so we'll continue the quiz, as we move along. Tingnan natin kung magbabago yung leaderboard natin. Okay, so again, I've gathered all of the questions for those who have registered. So I'll be answering some of them right now. So first question, is the data value chain a standard one? Do we have any other models or elements on the chain? How does it affect the chain? So when we speak about the data value chain, again, it's a transformation of data to information, to insights, to actionable insights. Now, as far as I know, that is pretty much standard already. Or what companies who does analytics is yung loob nung mismo, nung bawat step, they actually have different ways of doing that. For example, those who transform to information, put them in a single repository, they have different methodologies of doing that. Data scientists will also use a definite way of finding trends and patterns in their data, creating the models. Okay? When you go into one of the SPARTA courses on project management, you will be able to see implementations of the data value chain. But as far as the data value chain per se, data, information, insights, imperatives, that's a pretty standard one. What might change also are the addition of roles. Okay, 5 distinct roles. But because of changes in technology, there are emerging roles right now. As an example, you might be hearing about machine learning engineers already. So that is a role that is more um, data science, medyo hybrid na siya ng software developer and a data scientist. Okay? Engineer, medyo iba pa siya. But again, that's an emerging role in the field of analytics. So as we get more information about these new roles, we'll be definitely updating everyone in Sparta and probably schedule updates to you for those who have finished this course to update you with those changes. The thing kasi is ang bilis na din nagbabago technology, ng mga ideas, ng mga thought leadership around this. So we need to keep pace also with these changes. Okay, next. What is the difference between business analytics versus business intelligence? Good question. Okay, so if you recall, again, you need to recall this in week 1. We put actually business intelligence as part of descriptive analytics, dun siya sa information. So 4 types of analytics there. Sa information side, you have descriptive analytics and business intelligence. Business intelligence is basically reporting what has happened in the past. Okay, business analytics is that entire thing. Okay, the business analytics is that entire data value chain. So it's not just business intelligence, which is part of information. Is a part of business analytics. So mas malaking umbrella yung business analytics. Next, for someone with no experience in analytics, which pathway is the best to take? The most in demand today and in the next few years? What are the best ways to start a career in the field of analytics? Okay. First of all, medyo i-debunk ko lang yun. For someone with no experience in analytics, actually, hopefully, if you're done taking SP101, you will learn and believe that everyone actually has experience in analytics. Okay, even if we're a student, even if we're just a grade school student, we're doing analytics already. Hindi lang natin alam ginagawa natin yung analytics. But for every time that we have pieces of information and we want to find out why some things are happening and we want data to answer that, we're already doing analytics. Which pathway is the best to take? It depends on your skill. Also, it depends on what you want to do. Okay. If you're not really into math or stat, okay, data scientist probably may not be your forte. If you're not into programming, okay, then data engineering might not be your forte. But if you're very well versed in business or domain, if you are in HR, if you are in finance, then go for functional analyst. Okay, so more of this in week 2, where you will find actually ano yung mga competencies needed. Okay, so look into where your strengths are. Because as I've been keeping on repeating, anyone has a place in analytics. So find where your strengths are and get that pathway for you. Which path is the most in demand today? Okay, good question. Okay, so I'm just going to answer it this way. No, analytics project. Okay, ang pinakamaraming kailangan sa analytics projects are data engineers. Okay? Because there's a lot of data sources and we need a lot of people who need to bring those pieces of data into a single repository. Okay? And a bulk of the work in analytics is actually in data engineering. yung paglilinis pa lang ng data, which is the main role of data engineers, that actually takes about 70 to 75%